What's going on, y'all? We back again with another video. Just keeping them going, keeping the uploads going. Shout out to Gyasi, my homie Gyasi. I'll link his footage in the description. He recently did a video where he was talking about, I'm trying to get more into anime, blah, blah. Y'all comment some good animes for me to watch. Gyasi, this one's for you, bro, and anybody else that wants to get into anime. Today is just gonna be me talking about some of the ones that I think are the perfect starter animes, the gateway anime, if you will, to really get you set in everything that anime is. My introduction to anime was a little different. I always knew of just like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, and Pokemon, things like that, just because of folks around me growing up, but I never really watched it. I played the game a lot though, and I used to play the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm game, and that's how I was familiar with the stories. When I got into high school, I bought a Crunchyroll account, and I was like, yeah, bro, I want to get back into anime. I need y'all to give me some recommendations. And some of these are from the recommendations that I was given. Some of them are just kind of my own personal ones. But yeah, I hope that y'all like these. I hope y'all are able to check them out also. I'll probably do another video just talking about my favorite anime in general, even though some of these are on that list too, but this is more so suited again just to kind of get y'all started. If you've been thinking about getting into anime and not knowing where to start, I got you. Also appreciate the love on the last video. Keep running that up. I'm gonna continue to probably do more scripted style content going forward. So with that being said, let's get into some starter anime. All right, so first we have Death Note. It's pretty popular. It's only like 30 something episodes, maybe. It's straight to the point, it's quick, and it's very easy to get into. And what it's about is this genius kid, this genius high schooler named Light finds a book on the ground. And in that book, basically he writes anybody's names in the book and they die. And there's this cop named L, and he is trying to catch Light basically the entire time. So the whole show is a game of cat and mouse between two geniuses. And every time you think one has the upper hand on the other is like, nah, I was like 2 or 3 steps ahead of you. Then he's like, nah, I was like 4 steps ahead of you. And it keeps going back and forth until you see who wins in the end. It's not heavy like action packed as far as fighting goes, but it's still very suspenseful, especially when you see the way that Light goes about like taking out certain people, how intricate his plans are. Also, Light is the smartest character I've seen in any anime I've watched so far. And you're gonna see what I'm talking about if you decide to watch this. Death Note's a great start. It's also funny at times. And it really does introduce you to everything you're gonna come across in anime. Everybody I've shown Death Note to is always like, okay, now I wanna watch more anime, because it really does just introduce you to kind of what anime is. And from that point on, you can really go in any direction. So Death Note for sure. I would absolutely start with that one. Next one is Kuroko's Basketball. Kuroko's Basketball is a sports anime, and it's about the 6 middle schoolers called the Generation of Miracles, I think. And they're all 6 of them are nice as hell. They played in middle school together, then they went to their freshman year of high school. They all went to different high schools. So they're all playing against each other now. And it's just kind of that rivalry between the group. And Kuroko, who is the 6th man of the group, was the person that kind of played the background a lot. And he went to high school, and now he's playing against all his homies. If you like sports, this is for you. You know, you got your underdog story type of situation. The animation when it comes to those basketball scenes are insane. I'm gonna put some clips in here, but they get to hooping. Like, again, if I see people playing like this in real life, I would be like, nah, we need to make him pro immediately. And there's a bunch of other sports anime as well. So this kind of represents all of them. Like you have Hajime no Ippo, which is a boxing one. You also have Haiku, which is a volleyball based one. Lulak, which is popular. That's soccer. Yeah, there's a lot of sports animes, but Kuroko is the one that I think is a good start. If you, again, are into sports and want to get into anime, Kuroko's Basketball is definitely the way to go. I think it's only 2 or 3 seasons, if I'm not mistaken, so it's not a long show, and you can get through it pretty fast. Next is, now this is, yeah, if you ask any of the homies, this is my favorite anime. It is Samurai Champloo. Now, Samurai Champloo is 1 season, so unfortunately we didn't get anything else. It's one of the OG animes. I think this came out in like 05 or 06. And it's a simple story. It's two samurais. One, his fighting style is based on American breakdancing, so he's doing like a lot of crazy moves while he's fighting. And your traditional samurai, and there's this girl, and they basically go on a journey together to find what they call the sunflower samurai. You're just seeing all the stuff they go through along the journey. You learn about their backstories, who they are as people, and all the different encounters that they come across. And the thing that I love about it most, what makes it my favorite, is that it takes hip hop and combines it with Japanese culture. So the transitions between the show are like record scratches, or even the intro is made by Nujabes. He was this Asian producer that made the opening song of the show. So for me, being a big fan of hip hop and a big fan of anime, like this is the show that really kind of meshes those two perfectly. Then again, the soundtrack is really dope. There's some good fights in here as well. It gets really deep at times, but it's also pretty funny. So you kind of get a little bit of everything. Love Samurai Champloo. It's 10 out of 10 for me. I think if I could pick an anime that would like describe me as a person, or I would say is my type of vibe, is Samurai Champloo for sure. And I think y'all would love it, genuinely. It's a newer show, but it's already starting to pick up steam. I love it so far. It's called Solo Leveling. If you're familiar with just video games, you've played any type of video game before, you know there's a system where you level up your player and all these different things. Like that is kind of the basis of the show, but I'm gonna go a little more in depth. So there's this world where there's these gates that appear, and you go inside the gates and you kind of just fight demons or monsters or whatever is inside the gates. And they just started popping up out of nowhere. It popped up so much, and now they've created this economy around it, and they created jobs from it. So there's these people called hunters, and they get paid to go into these gates and clear the gates out, get the resources in the gates and come back, right? Every hunter naturally just kind of awakened their rank. So there's a few different ranks. I think it's from S to E, and E is all the way at the bottom, S is all the way at the top, of course. Whatever you're born with, whatever rank that's awakening you, that's it. You can't go higher, you can't go lower, that's it. And our main character, Jin-Woo, he is an E rank soldier in the beginning. And the first episode, that's what I will tell you, the first episode of this show is ridiculous, but it's gonna get you hooked. And in that first episode, Sung Jin-Woo finds out, oh, I can like actually start to level up. I can get stronger. From where he begins the show, and he is a completely different person. There's a switch in it too. One thing I love about shows or just stories in general is where there's a tone flip. That's when I got hooked on. That's when I was like, okay, this is amazing. And the animation again is so clean. It's so clean. If you want to get into something that's newer, Solo Leveling is the way to go. Now we made it to the end. This is last but not least. Gyasi even mentioned it in his video. He didn't finish it, which is crazy to me, but this should be some encouragement to finish it. Demon Slayer. So Demon Slayer sounds pretty self-explanatory. It's a world where the demons exist and they hunt and eat people. But there's also the Demon Slayer Corps, which is a group of usually younger people, or not a group, an association of usually younger people who protect civilians from demons. All of them are playing their role in protecting society. And in the show, we follow Tanjiro, who is trying to turn his sister back to human from being a demon. He's trying to find a cure. That's his main motivation throughout the show. And when you talk about animation, the animation of Demon Slayer tops itself every season. They really get down when it comes to the fight scenes. And season 2 is my favorite. That's when they go to the entertainment district. Not only is that season, I think, keeps you on your edge of your seat once it gets started. And the animation amplifies everything so much more. It's a great show. It's hilarious. Also, there's a bunch of different side characters or supporting characters that also add so much to the story. The main villain is one of the most evil villains I've seen in anime. Yeah, and it goes there. Don't get too attached. Don't get too attached to certain characters, because they'll really you gonna get hurt if you do that. So I love Demon Slayer. I think it's such an amazing show. That is it. Those are my 5 starters. There was a couple more that I could have put in here, but I felt like those were the main 5 that I really wanted to get across to people, because I think those, not long to watch, like they don't take that long to watch, and you can really binge all of these even The longest show in here might be Demon Slayer, and you can really watch all of that in a month if you want to, for real. Episodes only 20 minutes, and most anime episodes are only 20 minutes, so they're not gonna take long. Comment down below some of your favorite starter animes. I think anime now is in a great place. I think, especially with Black people, I feel like RDC has really done a lot as far as like putting a lot of people on the anime and making it as mainstream as it is now. When I got into it, it wasn't that bad, but I know a lot of people that were into it before then were like, you know, made fun of and all that stuff growing up, and now it's like everybody's in the anime. Most of what I mentioned were all shonen. There's other categories like slice of life, and just like how there are different genres, everything else, there's different genres of anime. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Thank you for all the support, and keep liking, subscribing, and sharing, and yeah, I will see y'all in the next one.